$99.99. That is what Microsoft charges every single year for Microsoft 365 Personal. It does not sound like much. That is the point. It is designed to not sound like much. But subscriptions are not priced by the year in your life. They are priced by the decade. So do the math I did last month. $100 a year. 5 years. $500 for Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and a terabyte of cloud storage you probably use 10% of. If you are on the family plan, it is worse. $130 a year. $650 over 5 years. $500 for software that has a free replacement in every single category. Not a worse replacement. Not a trial. Not a stripped-down web version begging you to upgrade. Free, full software that has existed for years, that governments and businesses already run, and that Microsoft would strongly prefer you never try. So, I ran the experiment. I replaced every Microsoft product I pay for, one at a time, and I kept a running total on screen. By the end of this video, that total reads $0 a year. And I am going to be honest with you about the 2 places where it hurt, because if I pretend this was painless, you will find out I lied the moment you try it. But before I replace anything, I need to show you something Microsoft did to your bill that most subscribers never noticed. Because the price was not always $100, and the way they raised it tells you everything about how this company sees you. Part 1. The quiet 40% for years. Microsoft 365 Personal costs $69.99 a year. Then, in January of 2025, the price jumped to $99.99. That is more than a 40% increase in one move. What did you get for it? Copilot, Microsoft's AI assistant, bundled directly into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. Here is the part that should bother you. Before the increase, Copilot was a separate product. If you wanted AI in your documents, you paid $20 a month on top of your subscription. Almost nobody did. So Microsoft solved that problem the way a monopoly solves problems. They stopped asking. They put the AI into everyone's apps and raised everyone's price to pay for it. You did not request artificial intelligence in your spreadsheet. You are funding it anyway. Now, before we burn the whole thing down, here is a trick Microsoft does not advertise, and it is worth $30 a year even if you switch nothing else. If you were already a subscriber when the price went up, and you have auto-renewal turned on, there is a hidden off-ramp. Go to your Microsoft account and start the cancellation process. Do not finish it. Partway through, before the subscription actually cancels, Microsoft quietly offers you something called the Classic plan. Personal Classic. Family Classic. Same Office apps. No Copilot at the old price. $69.99 instead of $99.99. They built a cheaper button and hid it behind the cancel button. Think about what that tells you. The discount exists. It is simply reserved for people who threaten to leave. That trick saves you $30 a year. Keep it in your pocket. But we are not here to save $30. We are here to save all of it. So let us start replacing things. Part 2. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, the core of the subscription. The reason most people pay at all. And the easiest thing on this entire list to replace. LibreOffice, free, open source, no account required, no subscription, no AI watching you type. It has a full word processor called Writer, a spreadsheet called Calc, and a presentation tool called Impress. It opens Word files. It saves Word files. It has been developed continuously for decades, and it is the default Office suite for government departments in parts of Europe for exactly one reason. It costs nothing and answers to no one. I moved my documents over in an afternoon. Letters, notes, invoices, spreadsheets with formulas, everything opened. Everything worked. Now the honesty section, because this is where I promised not to lie to you. 2 things broke. First, heavily formatted Word documents. If someone sends you a file full of complex layouts, text boxes, and custom styles, LibreOffice will open it, but the formatting can shift. For a simple letter, you will never notice. For a 50-page report with a strict template, you might. Second, Excel macros. If your spreadsheets run VBA macros, they will not fully carry over. Calc has its own scripting, but it is not a drop-in replacement. Here is what I found in practice. 95% of what a home user actually does, writing documents, budgets, lists, basic spreadsheets, presentations, works identically. If you are the 5% living in advanced Excel macros, you are probably being paid to do that, and your employer can pay for Excel. For everyone else, this category is closed. And if LibreOffice's look feels dated to you, there is a second free option called OnlyOffice, which copies Microsoft's ribbon interface almost exactly. Some people find the switch easier there. Either way, the price is the same. 0. Part 3. Outlook. Outlook, the app, is not your email. Your email is just an account. Outlook is a window you look at it through, and Microsoft has been steadily filling that window with advertising and AI prompts. The replacement is Thunderbird. Free, open source, run by a nonprofit, and older than most subscriptions you pay for. It connects to almost any email account, including your existing Outlook and Hotmail addresses, plus Gmail, plus whatever else you have, and it puts them all in one place. Calendar included. No ads in your inbox. No one scanning your mail to sell you things. Setup took me under 10 minutes per account. You type your email address, you type your password, it finds the settings itself. The friction here was close to 0, which surprised me. Of everything I replaced, this was the switch I should have made years ago. Part 4. OneDrive, the hard one now, the part where Microsoft actually earns its money, and the part where every video like this usually starts lying. So let me be direct. The Microsoft 365 subscription includes 1 terabyte of cloud storage. 1 terabyte for free does not exist anywhere. Anyone who tells you otherwise is selling something. Free cloud tiers are measured in single-digit gigabytes. Google gives you 15. Most privacy-focused services give you around 5. So the question is not, where do I get a free terabyte? The question is, do you actually use a terabyte? I checked my own OneDrive before switching. Years of use. Under 60 gigabytes. Mostly documents and photos that were also sitting on my computer already. Here is the $0 structure that replaced it for me. First, documents live on my own computer, backed up to a 500 gigabyte external drive I already owned. If you do not own one, a drive like that costs around $30 to $40 once, not every year, and it is yours forever. I promised 0 recurring dollars, and that is what this is. One small purchase that never renews against a subscription that never stops. Second, for syncing files between my desktop and laptop, a free tool called Syncthing. It copies files directly between your own devices, over your own network, with no company in the middle and no storage limit except your own drives. It is the single most underrated free program in this entire video. Third, for the small set of files I genuinely need in the cloud, the free tiers are enough. 15 gigabytes covers the documents that actually need to travel. Is this as effortless as OneDrive? No, I will not pretend it is. OneDrive is seamless, because seamless is the product. What you are buying for $100 a year is the privilege of not thinking. What I built costs 1 afternoon of thinking, once, and then runs by itself. You decide what your afternoon is worth. Mine is not worth $500 a decade. Part 5. The one-time option nobody mentions. One more path for people who watched all of this and thought, I just want real Microsoft Office without the subscription. That option exists, and Microsoft keeps it quiet. It is called Office Home 2024. A one-time purchase, around $150 that you own permanently. No renewal, no Copilot, no monthly email. Over 5 years, $150 once against $500 of subscription. Even Microsoft's own products beat Microsoft's subscription. That is how badly the subscription math treats you. It is not the free option, so it is not what I chose. But if you were going to renew next month anyway, know that this exists before you do. Part 6. The final tally. So where did I land after 30 days? Word, Excel, and PowerPoint replaced by LibreOffice. Cost, 0. Outlook, replaced by Thunderbird. Cost, 0. 1 terabyte of OneDrive, replaced by an external drive I already had, Syncthing, and a free cloud tier for the travelers. Cost, 0 recurring. Annual Microsoft bill before, $99.99. Annual bill now, 0. Over 5 years, $500 staying in my account instead of theirs. And the honest scorecard. 2 real costs that were not money, 1 afternoon of setup, and a 5% compatibility edge case around heavy word formatting and Excel macros, which most home users will never touch. Would I ever pay Microsoft again? I will give you a straight answer. If my work forced daily collaboration inside complex Excel files with other Office users, I would pay for Office. That is the one scenario where the compatibility edge is worth real money. It is also a scenario most people watching this are not in. Microsoft's genius was convincing everyone they are. Here is the pattern underneath all of it, and it is the same pattern this channel keeps finding. The price went up 40% for a feature nobody requested. The cheaper plan exists, but hides behind the cancel button. The free alternatives are mature, stable, and decades old, and the only reason you have not switched is that no one showed you the door. Consider the door shown. If you want to take this further, all the way out of Microsoft's ecosystem, including Windows itself, I put the complete step-by-step process into the Windows Escape Kit. The link is in the description. If this saved you $500, the like button is free too. And tell me in the comments which Microsoft product you would find hardest to give up. That answer decides what I test next.